Hi, I'm back. I told you I'd be back.
I'll be back.
And we're gonna do some Twin Peaks script, continue with that. We're gonna do Book of Revelation, more of that. We're gonna do, oh gosh, too much. I'm not gonna try to do it all at once. Rome wasn't built in a day. If you build it, he will come. So, yeah, I got something I want to put out there here. And I'm gonna leave you hanging for a second. Go to the restroom. Welcome to the Umbrella Academy, streaming live from New York, from the Dell. So I gotta originate these two real quick. Because look, I gotta cut my toenails too. And they're not that gargantuan yet, but they're getting there. No, not the 1952 movie, although I get to have to see that now. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, that one. Nursery Rhyme. Here we go. It's called Diddle Diddle Dumpling, My Son John. Diddle Diddle Dumpling, My Son John. Diddle Diddle, I'll read the top part of it here for you. It's Diddle Diddle Dumpling, My Son John is a traditional nursery rhyme that has been in use for more than 200 years. Da, 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 da. And, but even though it is old, it is still used in schools and preschools. Need some new socks too. I didn't take enough socks with me for this trip, so I'm gonna have to find a place to buy some socks. I need some sandals too. Some really good walking sandals. But even though it is old, and the fake rain is still coming down out there, so raining down from where Ra is above, and into the drains down below here at the heel of hell on earth. And so I'm just going to wait for it to clear before I set the destination of Woodstock into the flux capacitor just up the road here. I'll go sit on the stage. And yes, I'll take the flux capacitor with me and make a little viddy at the China. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his trousers on. One shoe off and the other shoe on. Little diddle dumpling, my son John. Diddle diddle dumpling is also sung in alternative versions. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his breeches on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son John. Next, I'm going to go back to the Twin Peaks pilot script, and then we'll do Lost again. Go back to Lost after that, and then we'll go back and we'll finish up with. I'll read the rest of the Book of Revelation. Okay, does that sound like fun? It does to me. My idea of fun may not be your idea of fun. In fact, it's highly likely it's not today. These days. So a good thing about this Umbrella Academy is that, or otherwise also known as Dharma, the Dharma Initiative, and Fire Walk with Me, and Mount Weather, is there's no tuition. It's just intuition. I'm gonna leave you hanging for a sec and go sit on the throne here, and I'll come back right back and we'll get going. Okay? Got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do, Dana. A lot. I mean, more than I ever imagined. More than I ever could have imagined. But the good news about it is I don't have to get it done all at once. I'm getting high and with a little help from my friends. And I'm gonna get by with a little help from my friends, and I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. I have a lot of friends. It's a very big family. fingernails are not quite there yet. Took care of the nose hair and the ear hair and the head hair and the face hair yesterday. Now I'm doing this. I'm sharing it with you because, like I said, this is my idea of fun. Da 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 da. John Williams, how are you, sir? Thank you for helping me. I do appreciate it more than you know. All you Johns, you're all beautiful, so beautiful. I'm so grateful. Da 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 da. So just please join me in about 5 minutes of silence, okay? I sit and breathe and focus on the inside. Slow, deep breaths. Just sitting, and just attending to the only time available to us is now, moment. All we have is now. The future is just now then. The past is now then. It's always now. So let's just sit for 5 minutes in silence with now. I'm not going to be able to stop your racing thoughts. They always will be racing. You just sit and watch like you're watching a river or a waterfall. And put your attention on the top of your head in the middle. Don't worry, please. I'm just going to interject for a second here. Please don't worry about crossing your legs, being a human pretzel. Just sit comfortably as you would if you were sitting and watching a movie in the theater.
it's a good idea. I'm just going to interject real quick. You don't want to be slouching. That's the one thing you really want to, the only really big deal you have to, you might, in a movie theater, you might be, I don't know, I don't thought that was the best analogy of, but, you do want to, the human pretzel stuff's not important. Yoga is to yoke. It's to make the two one, as they already are, but it's just to affirm that and to make it actual and to bring yourself into remembrance moment to moment. If the left and the right are together in the prayer position of the hands joined or the feet. And you want to have your spine erect, obviously, but not tensed. In and out with the breath, real slow, holding it in a little bit, letting it out, slow and easy. It's like the tide going in and out. If you want to exhale out of your mouth, that's fine. If you want to exhale out of your nose, that's fine. It's up to you, whatever you're most comfortable with. There's no rules like that. Eyes closed. I didn't mention that part. It's not, like I said, it's not rules, but for this, the whole point is to transcend the two eyes looking out. So you want to be looking in with your eyes closed. Attention on the top of your head, in the center of it all. Attention on put your attention, attend to your crown. And yes, you will start to feel sleepy. And that's the point. It's to get into that sleepy feeling inside yourself of rest, but not falling asleep. Don't fall asleep. Stay sitting with that sleepy feeling. The church is your car, which is your body or your boat. Look at this nail that I cut. Do you see the shape? Do you see the shape here? The crescent?
Do you see that? It's exactly what it looks like. Like the bananas, like all of these forms repeated and reproduced by nature, naturally, automatically, self-matically, magically. It's the horns of the bull, the cow, of the goddess and the god, of the above, the galaxy, galactose, the Milky Way. Okay? I am the arm. That's why I'm wearing this. It's not for, that's why this jacket came to me. Jacket. About 15 years ago now, I'd say. And that's why this kurta came to me around the same time. I had another one. It was orange with ohms blazoned all over it. I really love that one. They don't have it anymore. But I have this still too from 20 years ago. I have like pieces of it. This hat's from about 3 years ago now from Dick's Sporting Goods. This is from about, I don't know how many years ago. My brother Jason gave this to me. Thanks, Jay. Love you, bro. I do. Love you too, Matt. And Bob, Donna Hayward, and Pete Martell, my father and mother, and my nieces, Reagan and Emma. Love you all so much. Don't worry, be happy. Okay, let's get going with Twin Peaks. I think I can unplug this Dale Cooper's flux capacitor here. Special Agent Dale Cooper. My Dell computer. Pretty sure I can, yeah, I got enough juice here to keep fluxing. So we're gonna go back and send back the Twin Peaks pilot after I go get my cup there. And I gotta put this sock back. I'm putting these shoes on because I gotta get more new socks. I packed up my stuff in a flurry, you know, and I don't, it's like not a big deal. Socks are not the big freaking deal. Little Kyle, I love you so much, brother. I know you're here. And Kelly, I still have some of it. A bunch of it fell out last year when I went to when I got the first glimmers of what I'm fully in now. And and then I lost it. But now it's back and it ain't leaving ever. And some of it spilled out in the back of my Starlink trunk when I was going to the Great Northern Hotel there in Sturbridge before I ended up at the public house before I went there, which was beautiful. The experience I had there at the beginning of last year was beautiful, but then a little ways down the line, just a few months, it was nightmare because I was in a pit and was pushed down beneath the weeds. Endless faith and hopeless deeds. Oh, folly. Sue. Da, 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 da. My future is so bright. I gotta wear shades. It's like brighter than bright. It's blinding. It's a light that you can't even conceive or imagine. And I'm grateful that I'm walking into it now, but it's the patience part of it is the really hard part because I want to be there right now. But I can't skip the steps that I have to take to get there. I can't. Neither can you. You have to go step by step if you're going to join me here in the Umbrella Academy. You can't just, you know, I mean, even though I've jumped in time and I'm live streaming all throughout it, all past the linear axis, communing with souls, 12 million souls listening in. That does not mean that, that does not mean for a second that I can just automatically be where I'm going right now. I mean, I'm already there. It's already happened. But this is the paradox, which is the contradiction, which is true. I used the word appropriately earlier, and I noted it in the comments that I didn't mean to say paradox. I meant to say oxymoron for what it was I was speaking of at that moment. So I just finished chapter 4, right? Didn't I? In the Mother. Let me just check here. Okay, so yeah, chapter 5 of The Mother by Sri Aurobindo, which I picked up yesterday. I mean, day before yesterday at the Red Dot in Worstboro, New York, which if you're ever passing through Worstboro, New York, go there. We'll do that in a second. I gotta leave you hanging again for a minute here, but hey, listen. Just remember, I can leave you to hang here because this Umbrella Academy is, like I said, there's no tuition. It's just intuition. So, this isn't on the clock, and I'm not trying to impress you or nothing. And I'm not trying to and so there's no set schedule or I have to do this, and that, then, and then. Okay? The circle is complete. I can leave you hanging, maybe do some more breathing while I'm away for a minute here. And I'll be right back. Oh, I hear some critters crawling on the roof. This is there's a wildlife preserve on this land. You know that? And it sounds like I think the rain's stopping, so I'm going to be able to drive over to Woodstock soon. I'll go. There's a breakfast place there. So yeah, it's 9:30. So I'm just actually. We'll save little change of plans. Detour. We'll do Twin Peaks again. Script, more of that later, and Back to the Future and Lost and Star Wars. And I'm gonna have to get going on the Matrix too. But we started the Terminator as well, so we're gonna do all those. Gotta go step by step. Not like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. If you build it, he will come. If you build it, he will come. Ray, people will come, Ray. They'll come to Iowa. To the center of it all. Ray. Radiant one. Shining light. Da 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 da. Welcome back to the Umbrella Academy. Truman Show. Dharma Initiative. Dharma. Before I read chapter 5 and then head on out to Woodstock with my flux capacitor to make a movie. Have breakfast down there. And guess what? I ain't tucking my kurta in today. No. This is a shirt. Kurta, shirta. It's for men. I'm not wearing a dress. But I am dressed. And I have an address. And because I don't have to here. I can just be me here. I love you so much. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for hearing me. Thank you for breaking my heart. Thank you for tearing me apart. Now I'm a strong, strong man. We'll continue with Revelation later too. We got a lot to do, but like I said, I'm not going to try to do it all at once. I'm going to go step by step. Before I read that chapter, I got to do this etymology for you, because this is the Dharma Initiative, and you're getting initiated here. And it's not a cult. It's not a culture. It's nothing. I'm saying it's Dharma Initiative, and I'm going to tell you why. I mean, right now I'm going to read you the etymology, and you'll know why it's called that, okay? Dharma. Dharma. 1796. In secular sense. Caste custom. Right behavior. Right behavior. There's a clear, going off of what it's written here, and I'm online at the etymology site right now, just to say, to interject real quick, that term, right behavior, there is right behavior and wrong behavior, and it's not a question, and it's not a debate. Time for that crap to go out the window. All those who are like the guy, Jeremiah, title bomber, who was, always trying to get me to, I didn't even know what Dharma was, but he could sense that I was on that trajectory, I think, and he was trying to get me to doubt it. Because he, not only did he doubt it, he was resisting it, and I see that now. He's a friend, and I love you, brother Jeremiah, but listen, there is right behavior and wrong behavior. And it's not a question. It's right to help, it's wrong to harm. And that's what law is. That's what the law Ra, is. The only law. In Buddhism and Hindu, and it's not, obviously not being upheld in clown courts where they're playing tennis with racket, and where you have a system of with a mafia that shakes us down every year on the month of the Fool. In Buddhism and Hinduism, moral law, from Sanskrit, statute, law, right, justice. Etymologically, that which, quote unquote, that which is established firmly. From Aryan root. I'm not going to say Proto-Indo-European anymore. TIE, no. I'm not eating your evil pie. because that's PC garbage. It's Aryan. That's the real scientific term from anthropology. From Aryan root de, to hold, firmly, support. And if you want to see this for yourself, it's http://www.edamonline.com/word/dharma. Or you can do index/php ? Equals dharma. Word equals dharma. DHARMA. From Aryan root der, to hold firmly, support. The support structure, the cornerstone, the foundation from which you build up, you erect in an upward direction, the building. Compare of Taurus. Compare cognate Latin firmus, quote unquote, strong, stable, figuratively constant, trustworthy. It doesn't say this, but I'm saying it, trustworthy. You have to earn trust. You have to show yourself to be worthy of it with goodness, by doing the right thing, by always doing the right thing, having right behavior and right thoughts and right actions, which is, again, helping, helping to help and not harm. And I'm speaking in this tone because I'm being firm right now with you, with everybody, with myself too. I'm being clear. I'm clarifying the situation, Claire. I'm making a declaration here. Entries linking to Dharma, dur. Proto-Indo-European root meaning to hold firmly, support. It forms all or part of the words affirm. So all of these words have the same Aryan, what they call now Proto-Indo-European, to avoid offending anyone with a scientific term. This whole thing of what we're dealing with word confusion and control and manipulation, telling us 2 + 2 is 5, did not start yesterday or even 5 years or 10 or 20 years ago. It goes back to the ancient world. Proto-Indo-European or Aryan root meaning to hold firmly, support. Aryan, again, I repeat, is not a word that belongs to National Socialism. Doesn't belong to anybody. Aryan. It forms all or part of affirm, confirm, Darius, Dharma, farm, firmata, firm, adjective, firm, noun, firmament, furl, infirm, infirmary, terra firma, throne. It is the hypothetical source of / evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit dharma, which is custom, statute, law. Man does not make law. Law is. It's eternal. Doesn't change from time based on time or place. It is. There are no lawmakers, legislators. That's fraud. And it's a crime to say you're a lawmaker, a legislator. There are no legislators. That's just BS. Being shoved down our throats all day long, like George Carlin said, the big red, white, and blue you-know-what that's being shoved up our you-know-what all day long here in a once proud land of people who believed in freedom and self-determination, weren't mind slaves and money slaves. It is the hypothetical source of evidence for its existence is provided by Sanskrit dharma, custom, statute, law. Daryati holds, then there aren't 10 laws. There's one. There's no command. They're not commanded. It's not a military commandment or commander in chief and thief. No. This is voluntary. Either you follow it or you don't, and you suffer the consequences if you don't. From nature, not from a clown court, not from man. Wake up. You don't, you don't. It's voluntary. That's not a command. I'm not commanding you to wake up. I'm putting it out there that you better, if you don't want extinction coming for us next, because that's where we're heading. We're in the sixth. They're calling the sixth mass extinction. And all the terms they have, the global warming, climate change, they're all false because they're all coming out of minds that are dominated and controlled by legislation and by a legal code, by fraud. So they have fraud thoughts and fraud minds. If I sound angry, well, it's because I am. And I'm happy to be. Because I'm resonating with Mother Earth here, with the mother. She's had it for a long time. You will stop spraying us, and yourselves too. You'll stop the nukes. All of that's going to be cleared away once it happens. That whatever that critical mass is, whatever that magic one is that flips it, it's upon us. And the only option for those who are upholding the fake elite law, which is not law, never any law at all, it's criminal justice system. You only have one card to play now. On your knees, begging for mercy. You'll get the mercy, but you gotta beg for it. Because the crime that's been committed, this ancient crime that's been upheld for generations and led to this ravaging and ravishing of our holy Mother Earth, has got to be atoned at one. Custom statute law Daryanti holds Prakrit Dharana, a holding firm. Iranian Dara, holding. Greek thronos, seat. Latin thermus, which is strong, steadfast, enduring, stable. Lithuanian Duznas, strong. Welsh, der, hard. Breton, der, steel. Da 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 da. You got that, John? Goes like that. Da 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 da. Got it? And I'll have to read the whole Superman script too at some point, but I'm not going to try to do all of it at once. So now I'm going to read this chapter and I'm going to be on my way to Woodstock. For me, Graceland. I'm going to Graceland. Woodstock, New York. Bethel. I'm going to Bethel, the house of God. Let's do that real quick before I read this. It's only 9:46, so I'm sure I hope they'll be open still for breakfast by the time I get there, but if not, that's fine. I really need a big meal right now. Of something without any animal stuff in it, something good. I think I'm going to find that there. I really do. I believe I will. Whatever I just said, scratch that. I need to just read this right now. If you want to look it up yourself, go right ahead. Because the Umbrella Academy and Dharma Initiative does not stop when the lights go down here in this theater and the show stops. It's not all on camera. You never had a camera inside my head. If you want to be a true doer of divine works, your first aim must be to be totally free of all desire and self-regarding ego. This is The Mother by Sri Aurobindo. All your life must be an offering and a sacrifice to the Supreme. Your only object in action shall be to serve, to receive, to fulfill, to become a manifesting instrument of the divine, Shakti, in her works. You must grow in the divine consciousness till there is no difference between your will and hers, no motive except her impulsion in you. I didn't say compulsion, I said impulsion. No action that is not her conscious action in you and through you. Until you are capable of this complete dynamic identification, you have to regard yourself as a soul and body created for her service. One who does all for her sake. Even if the idea of the separate worker is strong in you and you feel that it is you who do the act, yet it must be done for her. All stress of egoistic choice, all hankering and personal profit, all stipulation of self-regarding desire must be extirpated from the nature. There must be no demand for fruit and no seeking for reward. The only fruit for you is the pleasure of the Divine Mother and the fulfillment of her work. Your only reward, a constant progression in divine consciousness and calm and strength and bliss. The joy of service and the joy of inner growth through works is the sufficient recompense of the selfless worker. But a time will come oh, so good. And the woman, that lovely masked mother woman over there at the convenience store, Indian woman married to Raj. I think they're both told me their names are Raj. Yeah, I'm just gonna call them Raj, both of them. Raj. Thanks for being there. And thanks for the other Indian couple for being at the Days Inn for me on Sunday night. And thank you to all. Thank you, Mother, Divine Mother. But a time will come when you will feel more and more that you are the instrument and not the worker. For first, by the force of your devotion, your contact with the Divine Mother will become so intimate that at all times you will have only to concentrate and to put everything into her hands. To have her present guidance, her direct command or impulse, the sure indication of the thing to be done and the way to do it and the result. Yes, there was the word command there, but not from an angry, jealous Father God, from Mother. And afterwards you will realize that the divine Shakti not only inspires and guides, but initiates and carries out your works. Yep. All your movements are organized by her. All your powers are her. Mind, life, and body are conscious and joyful instruments of her action. Means for her play. Molds for her manifestation in the physical universe. There can be no more happy condition than this union and dependence. For this step carries you back beyond the borderline from the line of stress and suffering in the ignorance into the truth of your spiritual being, into its deep peace and its intense ananda. While this transformation is being done, it is more than ever necessary to keep yourself free from all taint of the perversions of the ego. Let no demand or insistence creep in to stain the purity of the self-giving and the sacrifice. There must be no attachment to the work or the result, no laying down of conditions, no claim to possess the power that should possess you, no pride of the instrument, no vanity or arrogance. Nothing in the mind or in the vital or physical parts should be suffered to distort to its own use or seize for its own personal and separate satisfaction the greatness of the forces that are acting through you. Let your faith, your sincerity, your purity of aspiration be absolute and pervasive of all the planes and layers of the being. Then every disturbing element and distorting influence will progressively fall away from your nature. The last stage of this perfection will come when you are completely identified with the Divine Mother and feel yourself to be no longer another and separate being, instrument, servant, or worker, but truly a child and eternal portion of her consciousness and force. Always she will be in you and you in her. It will be your constant, simple, and natural experience that all your thought and seeing and action, your very breathing or moving, come from her and are hers. You will know and see and feel that you are a person and power formed by her out of yourself, put out from her for the play and yet always safe in her, being of her being, consciousness of her consciousness, force of her force, Ananda with a little a, of her Ananda with a capital A, Omicron, little o, and Omega, big O. When this condition is entire and her supramental energies can freely move you, then you will be perfect in divine works. Knowledge, will, action will become sure, simple, luminous, spontaneous, flawless, and outflow from the Supreme. The capital S, the supreme, a divine movement of the eternal. Off to see the wizard, am I? Hare Krishna, aloha, namaste, hallelujah. Talk to you later.